If you rely on Social Security, SSDI, SSI, or VA benefits, there's news that hits your monthly budget, and it starts soon. Some of you get increases, others feel new pressure. I'll show you exact dollar amounts when they land and what to do right now so you keep as much as possible. Stay with me because one number can quietly shrink your raise before it reaches your wallet. The 2025 change is straightforward. The cost of living adjustment is 2.5%. Social Security and SSDI use that COLA, and VA compensation rises too. Simple on paper, but your month isn't lived on paper. You live it at the grocery checkout, at the pharmacy counter, at the kitchen table when the bills are spread out. Let's turn the percentages into reality you can feel. Social Security retirement first. The average benefit is about $1,900 per month, and it's going up by roughly $47 per month, about $564 over a year. That's the difference between skipping a bill and paying it on time. For those near the top, around $4,873 per month increases by about $122 per month. It's still the same percentage, but the dollars change what your week looks like. Fewer compromises, a little more breathing room. SSDI next. The average payment is about $1,537 per month, increasing by approximately $38 per month, about $456 per year. The maximum SSDI in 2025 is about $4,018 per month. For a parent managing a disability while raising kids, that $38 isn't abstract. It can be school supplies you don't have to put on a credit card, a copay you don't have to postpone, or a couple of bus rides that get you and your child where you need to be without worry. SSI. The federal rate for an individual is $967 per month in 2025, up from $943, an increase of $24 per month. For couples, the federal rate is $1,450 per month, up from $1,415. $24 is not nothing, but when rent jumps $50 to $100, or when an $80 grocery trip now rings up at $100, that gap is exactly where stress lives. If you're caring for a child with disabilities, or you're an older adult watching every receipt, this is where tiny numbers turn into real trade-offs. VA disability compensation. With a 100% rating and no dependents, the monthly payment is about $3,737, up from about $3,652. With a spouse and 2 children under 18, it's around $4,115 per month. For veterans, that increase is recognition that life keeps getting more expensive, especially with service-connected conditions that come with extra costs, medications, appointments, travel, and the everyday adjustments you make for your health. Who's impacted? The scale is huge. About $67 million on Social Security, including retirees and survivors. About $9 million on SSDI, about $7.5 million on SSI, including many elderly people and children with disabilities, and over 5 million veterans receiving VA disability compensation. These aren't statistics in a chart. They're neighbors, parents, spouses, and young adults trying to stand on their own feet. Good news you can act on right away. The increases are automatic. No extra phone calls, no forms, no new applications. They take effect in January 2025, and the first increased payment should hit in February 2025. January payments are typically sent in December of the previous year, which is why you'll feel the higher amount in February. For Social Security, that $47 per month is nearly $600 per year, which can be a few weeks of groceries, some relief on utilities, or the start of an emergency cushion you've been meaning to build. For veterans, this uptick helps offset the steady drip of cost of living pressures connected to your service. So, is the bigger deposit January or February? Effective January, first higher payment February, clear and simple. But clarity doesn't mean the whole picture is rosy, so let's look at the part that can take a bite out of your raise before you ever see it. 2.5% looks fine in a headline, but your budget feels prices. Groceries, rent, utilities, healthcare, many of these are rising faster than 2.5%. That's the friction between what you're promised and what you can buy. And if you're on Medicare, Part B is $185 per month in 2025, up from $174.70 in 2024. That means the net increase in your Social Security deposit can be smaller than the gross amount people talk about. The direct deposit lands, you feel a lift, and then the premium quietly subtract. It's not a mistake. It's how the math works. If you're a mom on SSDI, $38 more per month might finally cover the copay you've been juggling, or a pair of shoes your child has outgrown. If you're a senior on Social Security, $47 more per month, about $564 per year, might keep the lights on without choosing between heat and food. If you're a young adult on SSI at $967 per month in 2025, that can mean bus fare, a few pantry staples, or a month when the basics don't feel impossible. These are small edges, but small edges are how stability returns. Here's what to do next so the numbers work for you instead of against you. Update your budget with the new amounts, then adjust for your net if Medicare applies. Net is the number you actually live on. Enable direct deposits so a delay or a lost check never steals a week of calm. Check your Social Security statement at ssa.gov to see your exact new amount. No guessing, no surprises. If you're a veteran, confirm your address and banking information at va.gov or over the phone. Small errors can create big headaches. Plan for Medicare changes so your monthly number is realistic before the bills hit. Now, a quick zoom out to understand why any of this moves at all. The COLA is tied to the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers. That's the yardstick. It has given you different results in recent years: 3.2% in 2024, 8.7% in 2023, and in some years, much smaller increases, or even no increase. The system isn't designed to feel perfect. It's designed to respond to measured changes. Sometimes that response feels late, sometimes it feels small, but it is a mechanism that moves. Real lives behind the numbers make the story complete. A veteran moving from about $3,652 to about $3,737 per month doesn't suddenly feel rich, but a recurring bill stops feeling like a cliff. A senior with that extra $47 per month may finally set aside a little for prescriptions without cutting meals. A young adult on SSI at $967 per month in 2025 can plan a month without borrowing. A parent on SSD, I may use $38 to keep a child's week normal, supplies for class, a copay that keeps care on schedule, a ride that arrives on time. Pin the big four so there's no confusion later. The 2025 increase is 2.5% for Social Security and SSDI. VA rises as well. The range runs from plus $24 per month for an SSI individual to about plus $122 per month for high Social Security earners. It's effective January 2025, with the first higher payment in February 2025, and Medicare Part B at $185 per month in 2025 can reduce your net if it applies to you. If you're a parent on disability, you're not a burden. You're doing the work of care while managing health challenges, and that deserves support. If you're a veteran, these benefits are part of the promise made when you served. If you're a senior, you earned these benefits through decades of work. Respect isn't an extra, it's the baseline. Lock it in with 3 questions you can answer tonight. Which program are you on, and what's your new gross amount? Does Medicare Part B apply to you in 2025? And what's your true net after $185 per month if it does? Put those answers on a sticky note, in your phone, or on the fridge. The day your deposit hits, compare reality to your plan. The system isn't perfect. Prices can outpace 2.5%, but these increases are automatic and real. With a quick budget update, direct deposit, checking SSA.gov or VA.gov, and planning for Medicare, you can protect more of your monthly income. That's what matters: protection, clarity, dignity. If this clarified what's changing for you, consider subscribing. I cover benefit updates, policy changes, and practical advice for people on fixed incomes every week. And there's a video from last month on maximizing your grocery budget on SNAP benefits. When raises are small, every dollar-stretching tip matters more than ever. Tell me how this changes your month. Relief because a bill finally fits? Frustration because rent swallowed the increase? Or a specific thing you can now say yes to? Your story helps someone else feel less alone. You're not just surviving, you're managing, planning, and taking care of yourself and your family with what you have. That takes strength. I see you.